Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event.
Oh, yeah!
Are you ready?
And now, broadcasting live from MainEventMadness.com and brought to you by Spreaker, it's Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. And now, here are your hosts, Al Merriman and John Curry.
Holy hell, we are back live and better than ever. John, how are you doing today?
Finally, we are back. It has been far too long.
I almost forgot how your voice sounds.
You know, in most cases, that's a good thing. But the best part of this is, guys, I don't have to do all the talking this week. And you won't be able to understand Al. It's a perfect mix. Everybody wins. We don't know what the hell he's saying. He could be talking shit. But you know what? It's just awesome to finally have you back.
It's great. We're on a new night, and I am just ecstatic. I am a little bit nervous. And I'm ecstatic to have former NXT superstar on the show, CJ Parker. And John, it must be, a good month since you and I have spoken about anything.
Close to it, at least on the phone. And it has been, let me see if my math is right on this. It has been almost 45 days, almost 50 days since you and I have done a podcast together.
That is not right. That's depressing. It's never going to happen again on our new night, Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. You know what? This is our new hump day. And I kind of did the math almost. If you think about it, it's a wrestling hump day because it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's kind of in the middle of the week of Monday Night Raw. So this is our new hump day, folks. If you like it or not, we're going to be here to stay forever.
Get happy,
and
get Geico.
Hump day!
Get happy, get Geico.
But you know what? For most of the world, except for America, because we're ass backwards.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
That's right, bitches. We're your transition from hump day to Friday. That's what's going to happen now, guys. And
it's pretty bad. Wrestling's Rope Break is on a, I believe, week or two hiatus. But it's pretty bad for them because I think we stole their night.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that, but I love them guys.
Hey, they were talking about wanting to switch days anyway. So, but you know what? First off, I just want to say, even though I've mentioned it on the last two shows we did last week, which I feel bad for you mothers that had to listen to my voice twice in 1 week. You got to go all the way back to last July, I believe. Last July or last June is the last time we did two shows in a week. So it's been a while since we did that. But again, I don't remember if I mentioned this. I more than likely did. It was a killer trip out to California for WrestleMania 31. Joel, it was an awesome time. Get your ass back here and start doing Wrestling's Rope Break again. I don't really know what the situation is with that. Like I said, I think they're on a couple-week hiatus. They should be back soon. If not, definitely check out the ER report on blogtalkradio.com. Maybe we're going to bring that over here onto Spreaker. I don't really know. We're going to talk about that in the coming weeks. But I'm rambling, and I've been waiting 50 days to say this. Back to the Cuban Sensation we go.
That's right, folks. The Cuban Sensation, Alfonso Merriman, and I gave you a nickname, and you're now known as the original Yankee, John Curry, in lieu of the start of the MLB season. We could probably work on that, but it is what it is.
I gotta say, honestly, I love your new computer because this is the best you've ever sounded.
That's just because life has been good to me, that's all.
This
All
man,
right, guys.
this
You know what?
man
Let me
has.
tell you guys. I need to get it off my chest.
Here we go, guys.
Everyone-
Grab your beer, grab your popcorn. It's time for Al's rant of the month, because we can't say rant of the week because he hasn't proven yet whether or not he's going to be back for the week. No, I'm just joking with you. But
Well deserved, motherfucker. Well deserved. I'm gonna say this, everybody. I apologize for
Listen.
my 50-day hiatus. I
Listen.
almost pulled this. I gotta get it out there.
I know, before you get to it, it's like I've told you.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up. It's like I've told you. Life happens. Shit happens. Deal with it. Let's hear your rant, guys. Get your rant, or get your popcorn, get your beers ready. It's time for Al's rant of the week.
Not even. This is not the rant of the week. This is me saying we're back. We're gonna be better than ever. We've been gone for a little bit, or I've been gone. John Curry's been holding the fort. He was at WrestleMania. I haven't even talked to him about his experience.
Oh,
and
we're
that
going
sucks.
to.
We will, but I'm going to tell you guys that we had a new baby in our life. It's been too many changes within the last month. Today's the official 1 month anniversary of me being at a new place. I got laid out. It's just been crazy, but we're back. We got a night. I think this is going to work for us moving forward. So every Thursday night, Main Event Madness, we will be broadcasting live. So bookmark it, lock it in, put it in your. Just give yourself reminders, or if not, just follow me on Twitter for John, because we blew up our Twitter accounts today, and you should know that we're live, baby. And we got CJ Parker later on the line here in about 25 minutes or so.
By the way,
yes.
that is our fans applauding because of the birth of Mr. Ethan Matamon.
Yes, he's whooping our ass, but he's finally sleeping about 6 hours a night, thank God. All right, folks, we got a jam-packed show. Let's just get back into it, right? We got it's been a crazy. It's hard for me to start the show, John, and I'm going to be honest to you because I feel like I left off like 3 months ago. So, like, I'm starting the show and I don't even know where to start. I could talk about Mania. I could talk about the road to Extreme Rules. I could talk about the fact that AJ Lee is gone from professional wrestling.
For now.
For a couple years probably, whatever the case is. I don't know the length of her situation. But I guess we got to talk about the immediate now. And we do have a plethora of topics. We're going to talk about...
You really do love that word. That word.
Oh, well, you know why I love it, because you taught it to me, and that's the word I love to use.
Just like teaching Al what in case you missed it means on Twitter.
Say that again?
I said just like teaching you what in case you missed it means on Twitter.
Well, I thought you were trying to make love to me and some type
totally,
of weird acronym.
man.
I'm like, if you kiss me now, I'll see you later. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
You are absolutely nuts.
Oh, man, it feels great to be back, though, let me tell you. We're going to talk a little bit about opening week for Major League Baseball. My Marlins ruined it from day one, night one, against the Atlanta Braves. We got the NBA playoffs coming up, and my poor Heat are dragging ass. And we're going to talk some, of course, wrestling. We got Monday Night Raw just happened. AJ Lee, like I said before. John, let's just step right into it. AJ Lee... unless you want to talk a little bit about Raw, but we got AJ Lee at the top of the hour here, retired last week from wrestling. What does this mean to the Divas division, and what are your thoughts?
You know, the biggest thing for me is that the way the storylines are going, especially with AJ gone, it's like they're trying to set up for some sort of big babyface diva, to come save the day. And, I mean, if you look at everything, there is nobody. Michelle McCool's not coming out of retirement. Melina's not going to come back. If Maria comes back, okay, that's all fine and good, but Maria's not, not going to be that big baby face. Caitlyn won't come back. Freaking Eve Torres, you just had to get pregnant. And Karma, you just had to go to TNA.
Well, yeah,
so it puts them in a very interesting... It puts them in a very interesting position because the Bellas are rumored to be leaving, and Paige is going to be missing time because Paige is filming not one, but 2 WWE Films movies.
She's filming a second one?
Yes. At least from the report I saw, she's filming 2 of them.
Suki now. She's getting some paper. I guess, the thing with the Paige, she does have that unique look and style, too, so.
Oh, yes, she does.
And I know, we all know how much you like that unique style.
Hey, Paige pulls it off. What can I say, man? But,
Especially with you.
oh, shut up. But, I guess another report I saw that 6 divas could be getting a push this summer. Summer Rae, Natalya, Emma, and Naomi. And then possibly the call-ups that we've been waiting for, Charlotte and the current NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks.
You know, I mean, it's hard to look at it because I'm trying to see who could replace AJ Lee, and I don't know if anyone can other than possibly Paige. That's the only person in that division that I could possibly see replacing Lee, because Paige has some of AJ Lee's antics where Paige goes out there most of the time and seems like she's just having a great time and doing whatever the hell she wants.
It's like she adapted AJ's skipping little thing that she used to do.
Yeah, so you know what? Maybe in a weird way, AJ Lee prepped her replacement in Paige in a strange, awkward way.
Well,
It worked out for WWE as usual.
Well, did you see? I guess that AJ didn't tell WWE until the day she retired that she was going to. Didn't give them any hint, and pretty much gave herself the win at WrestleMania. But if you remember back at WrestleMania, and I don't know if you ever went back and watched the match or not, there was a big, long, well, not big, long, but there was a little bit of a long celebration at the end of the match, a big hug between Paige and AJ Lee, and some people are going back to that now, be like, oh, well, Paige knew.
Oh, yeah. Now that you look back on it, it kind of seems like that. It kind of seems like AJ Lee was sucking. I mean, I guess, yes. I didn't mean to say that word. That threw me off. Take it in the moment, guys. Jeez. Take it in the moment. It kind of seems that way, too, and it's easy to put that out there. I didn't report it, and I don't think Wayne either, because, I mean, that's something, I don't know if Wayne did put it up on wrestling-news.net, but, yeah, it's one of those things, you know, AJ Lee, a very respected woman. She's done a lot in a short period of time, but Paige has done a lot in a short period of time. That's right, from all of the divas out there, I think Paige has the most to gain from AJ Lee leaving.
And if not Paige, definitely Charlotte and Sasha.
Well, the thing is, Charlotte, here's my problem. When you're a success in NXT, you know, I know she's a Flair now. You never know what's going to happen on the main roster. But
would it not force their hand a little bit with if the Bellas do leave, with AJ retiring and Paige missing time?
If it would enhance it, oh, definitely. Is that what you asked? I'm sorry?
I said, would that force their hand, though, instead of screwing them up, just letting them come in as their NXT characters?
Well, we would hope so. I mean, I hate playing the games of what if. What if, I don't know. I know right now AJ Lee is gone, and I think her successor is Paige. I don't know what's going to happen with Sasha Banks. I don't know what's going to happen with Naomi, Natalya. I don't know what's going to happen with all these. And I call her Natalya. That's right, motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with all. I feel that Paige is in line to be that successor. I know the Bella Twins are still there right now. To say if, let's say, the Bella Twins do leave, and I think the division is going to be fine. It's going to take a little bit of a blow, but they have enough talent right now where there's still going to be some sort of division.
You know, and there's all this talk with the Bellas possibly leaving, and we jokingly call him the analyst of Main Event Madness, but me and Matt were talking about it when we were in California. If Brie leaves, let her leave. But let Nikki stay. Don't let her wrestle anymore. Let her be a manager. Turn Cena heel. Tell me a heel Cena and Nikki tandem would not draw mega heat. And it's not that Cena can't cut a promo, but Cena just shut up. Just let Nikki do the talking because Nikki would get so much heat, borderline Vicky level heat.
I think that would be interesting to see, definitely,
And it's something Cena's never had before, too.
Yeah, and I must say, there's so much change since the last time we did this show together, man. I mean, the IC division looks like a division now. The United States division, it looks like they're pushing us so much that I can't help but think that we are going to have a unification match eventually this year. And possibly they don't need to, but they can. But seeing John Cena as a heel would be awesome. I retreat back to the fact that I don't think the WCW would have the guts or better yet the balls to make him a heel.
The WCW?
Did I say WCW? The WWE. Holy, I'm sorry. I marked out on. I felt like I was back in the 90s during WrestleMania. I said, holy shit. Yeah, they all aged, but the NWO and DX were out. I mean, I marked out. It was
that
crazy.
was awesome.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, John Curry, you lucky son of a bitch. That must have been the best WrestleMania in recent history. At least on television, I don't know how it was there. It looked like an amazing crowd.
DX
awesome.
caught us off guard. DX caught us off guard. And then the entire crowd was sitting there waiting like, come on, NWO. And then, actually, I see all these memes and stuff, and it's a good point. It's awesome that we got DX and the NWO, but why the hell did the NWO help Sting?
And that's what everyone asked after, and Scott Hall said it was all about the money. You know what? Who else were they going to put in that situation? Were they going to put Scott Steiner? Oh, Scott Steiner is...
He's an attempt... Listen, so much has changed since you left. Rey Mysterio's been fired. Rey killed a guy.
Scott Steiner
threatened to kill a guy.
Yeah,
and we're coming up on the 7-year anniversary of a guy who killed, a couple people. I was trying to go for added effect there. But nonetheless, Rey Mysterio's been gone since we've done the show, and Rey killed a guy. Rest in peace, Paraguayo. But nonetheless, Rey killed a guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's very difficult to...
and the craziest part...
It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
The craziest part is he's got to be kicking himself square in the ass. Because if he never left WWE, he would have never killed a guy.
It was just, the timing of it. The timing of it, guys, was unbelievable. It was, his third match back? And that happens? Like, that is... that.
But tell me I'm wrong. If he never left WWE, he wouldn't have killed a guy.
No, okay. It's hard to say that he killed the guy. The guy was going to die anyways. Because if you see that video, it was a drop kick. If it wasn't Rey Mysterio, that guy was going to die on that day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Rey still did the move that caused him to get killed.
Yeah, I understand your comment where Rey's the one. He was the last, person to touch the guy, but... I can't even defend it. Obviously, if he was in the WWE, Rey would have never been on. Well, he would have never been receiving death threats like he did for the Mexicans.
Well, you saw that he's possibly facing manslaughter charges, right?
Yeah, but that was at the beginning. They did the medical examiner came out and said it was of natural causes that he already had pre-existing injuries. You see. I feel like something like that. Imagine that if that were to happen in the WWE again, with the great doctors they're supposed to have. So, I don't think I think he's going to be fine.
Well, I guess CM Punk's lawsuit would be put to the test if that were to happen in WWE again. The great Dr. Aman.
The great, yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to see what happens there. Guys, this is the Cuban sensation, Alfonso Merriman, with the Yankee John. I love that name, by the way.
I think you're the only one who does, but we'll go with it since I didn't have a nickname before.
I think it sounds great. I mean, you love the Yankees.
Who are losing, by the way.
Yankees, in a sense.
Who are losing, by the way, as we speak.
Yeah, don't even talk about the Marlins yet, because I'm gonna just flip my shit.
We got to save that for the second hour because we got to rest up. Rest that voice of yours because coming up in just 10 minutes, guys, former NXT star CJ Parker will be on Main Event Madness with us. It's going to be an awesome 20, 30 minutes. He's going to be here with us. So sit back. You guys are going to relax, enjoy that. Grab a beer, get your lazy boys, sit back, relax. You guys are going to enjoy MEM Prime Time.
Prime time live and better than ever. You know, I love the notes that you put on our show skit thing, whatever script. You said Raw this week. What stood out? Any highlights? Were you able to watch Monday Night Raw this week?
Which was Raw? Oh yeah. I was home this week.
I'll tell you what. I felt like there was a lot more wrestling happening, which was awesome. Adrian Neville versus Seth Rollins was a great touch. It gave Adrian Neville. Now he's a little bit more serious after that match. I think they needed to do that, and they're doing it right. And I thought it was great.
Did that not remind you of Cena and Kurt Angle?
When
the first Cena's debut.
No.
Because I was mentioning it I mentioned it to Wayne. I was just looking at it like this just screams Cena and Angle back in 2002.
You know what? I guess you mean the way that the drama of the match played out.
Yeah.
The story of the match.
And the beginning of it.
Yeah. In a sense, yes. You're absolutely right. And what I like that they played off of their NXT rivalry as well. The commentators is, although I cannot stand, if anybody, and I'm sorry to change the subject, what stood out on Monday Night Raw? Booker T, JBL, and what's this freaking guy's name? Saxton?
Byron Saxton.
Where was the gun so I could shoot myself? Because I couldn't stand.
I thought Saxton was better last week than he was this week.
It was ridiculous.
He wasn't bad last week by himself and with King. Last week wasn't that bad. This week was god awful.
It was. He couldn't transition. He was. I mean, who am I to say? I've never.
We could probably do commentary better than that.
I'm not gonna say that. That's disrespectful to the guys that do that.
I'm just saying it towards Byron Saxton, and I like Byron Saxton. But that was just bad. Like, I kind of wished I could have watched Raw on mute.
Which I did a couple times. I do that. I have to. I can't deal with the. Here's my problem. Ever since they added Booker T to that panel, it's like I just can't stand his voice. I love you, Booker. You know, I love what you've done for wrestling. You got your own school, your own promotion, RWI, I believe it's called. But your voice, man, damn, it feels like a frog. I just can't believe that they allow Booker T to do commentary. I cannot stand it.
I just can't wait for Renee Young to join the commentary team.
Yeah, she's growing on me. I used to give her a lot of shit, too.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Anything else on Raw that stood out? We had this...
Cena and Stardust.
Yeah, they gave him good timing, too, which I thought was
That
great.
was a great match.
I thought it was awesome. It's frustrating me each time, though, because I still feel like Stardust and Goldust never really ended properly. I felt like they needed their one last match. Even though they're in the UK, wherever the hell they're at, they're still wrestling each other over there. But there's some things...
And then Goldust got murdered by Rusev. I think it was last week. Was it last week or this week?
I don't even remember. I don't remember. But I'm going to compare, like, Damien Sandow and The Miz. Like, I like what happened at Mania, but I don't like what has happened since Mania. It's kind of, like, slowed down. I don't know if it's because of the crowd noise. This week was kind of shitty, but I don't know. I don't like the fallout, and I'm scared what's going to happen to Damien Mizdow and The Miz for that matter, because I felt like they were so great together that I don't know what's going to happen when they go off on their own. I feel like The Miz is going to get screwed, and maybe Damien Mizdow is too.
I bet you they have some kind of match or something that, whatchamacallit, they do Miz versus Mizdow, winner gets to keep the theme song.
Knowing the WWE, how they've been doing things. I'm kind of There's a lot of fans out there, and I'm one of them, that's just getting frustrated with WWE in some aspects, and then they, it's just, I guess that's what it is. I sometimes take a page from Evan Ginsberg's book. He watches every week, but he bitches about a lot of this stuff just kind of like I do too. So, there's a couple things, shit came out with Justin Roberts, I believe, recently about how they've manipulated a couple stories with Connor and all that, and then now CJ Parker ends up leaving the promotion, even though he's still wrestling. So there's a lot of stuff that just bothers me. I know I'm ranting on here. I'm sorry, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go into commercial break. And after this, we're going to have CJ Parker live. We're going to be our interview with him will be right after this commercial break. So stay tuned, folks.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at legendstvnyc.com and madhousetv.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. Hey you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. Need a break? How about a rope break? Wrestling's rope break, that is. Don't miss every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wrestling's Rope Break. Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov give you a fresh and passionate insight on the latest happenings and news from the world of pro wrestling. It's Wrestling's Rope Break, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, MainEventMadness.com and Spreaker.com. Presented by Main Event Madness.
All right, folks, we are back here on Main Event Madness. Going to be calling Mr. CJ Parker. Well, as he was known in WWE, he's going by CJP on the indie scene momentarily.
Your call has been forwarded to a...
The dreaded your call has been forwarded to an automatic voicemail system.
Perks of Live Radio. We'll try back in a couple minutes. But
Right.
we were talking before the commercial break about some highlights from Raw. Stardust put out on Twitter that he's not done with John Cena, and that I guess he's basically gunning for Cena's United States title. So is that a feud you'd want to see after Cena and Rusev?
Yeah, I mean it's exciting.
It's different.
Whoever decided to position Daniel Bryan with the IC Championship and John Cena with the United States Championship, gold, I think. That was a decision. That's a great matchup. That's something that we probably would have never seen. You know, I mean, there's so much different opportunities for these guys to come in and out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and wrestle John Cena, wrestle Daniel Bryan. I don't know. I just feel like it's a great opportunity to establish new feuds. Now, it's the best time to do this with John Cena. Put him back in the mid card where he still has name value and he can put people over. And very intelligent, and I think it's an awesome thing that they're doing. We're going to go ahead and wait a couple more minutes and try CJ here again. I'd say another 5 minutes or so. We don't want to bombard him. I know that he's been busy. He's got a lot of things going on, too. So let's just keep on rolling here, John, for a couple more minutes. Sounds good?
Sure. So, moving on from Monday Night Raw. Wait a minute, what am I doing the host job for? That's you. Go ahead.
We're going to go into... Let me tell you, can I just get off my chest already? What the hell happened with the Marlins? Did you hear what happened with the Marlins on opening night?
No.
Please tell me you heard the stupidity of the owners and presidents of
Was that the Bruce
Marlins.
Buffer?
I'm sorry?
Was that Bruce Buffer? Or Michael Buffer?
Oh, no, Michael Buffer was there, that's okay.
And then they did the
accept
Roman
that.
Reigns entrances?
That's whatever it is. All of that is fine. Finding that he could put there in a tutu. I don't care what you do. Which I think they almost did once. My problem is that when you're in Miami, Florida, and you'll get to know this a little more when you get more of this Florida weather in you in 10 months from now, John.
God, I can't
wait.
wait.
It rains whenever the hell it wants to rain. And the rain will be a torrential downpour. Well, us, the taxpayers in Miami, Florida, decided that we wanted to pay for a $128 million facility, whatever the case is. So on opening night, we have a multi-million-dollar retractable roof that they added to this building for the Miami Marlins. Some jackass decided not to look at the forecast, and there was a rain delay, whatever, I don't even care how long it was. There was a rain delay in the second inning of a ballpark that has a multi-million-dollar roof on top of its head. Can you believe that? And it's the first rain delay from Marlins Park in 356 days or games or what. No shit. Some guy who had their finger up their ass. I still can't believe it.
I mean, more times than not, you should probably just keep the roof on.
Yeah, I mean, especially opening night. Do you know how embarrassing that was? And guess what? We're on a 0-3 skid against the Braves now. I mean, Jesus.
Dude, the Braves have nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. They got Freddie Freeman. That's it.
We have less than the Braves. The damn Braves. I think we got one more game. I think it's a 4-game. Oh, unbelievable.
No, you guys aren't playing today.
Okay, yeah. It's just, dude. You know, last year I banned watching the Marlins. So see the Marlins and you know, I want to see the Marlins.
Right.
Well, that was awesome.
Hey, gotta love live radio.
Yeah, it was funny because it felt like somebody else was controlling my stuff there. All right, sorry about that, folks.
That's all right. And we're going to get back into the baseball stuff in a little bit. At this point, we're going to go ahead and try to recall CJ Parker and see if we can get this whole shindig underway.
If not, we could email him or text to commit to the night.
Yeah.
Hey, and he's Central Time, too, so you never...
That's
You might
true.
be thinking that he's coming on at 11 p.m. our time.
True.
Where are you? John, I'm right here.
I hate you.
Live radio. I swear to God, that wasn't my fault.
Wasn't... Okay, Snitsky. Get in there, folks. Again, like we say every week, this wouldn't be Main Event Madness if we didn't have some sort of technical difficulties.
That's right, folks. Are you calling,
Trying to.
Okay.
And then there's always this. Sorry, guys. Just bear with us just for a second. I really apologize about this.
John,
Yes.
did you hang up on me there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is awesome live radio, guys.
All
Main
right.
Event Madness, our new night, and we're...
Calling CJ Parker.
All right, go ahead.
Hello?
Oh, Joe.
Hey,
Hey, this is John from Main Event Madness. How are you?
what's up, man?
Not much. You up for an interview still?
Yeah, sure. I just did the AfterBuzz thing. When would you like to do it, man?
I apologize for putting you on the spot. We're actually kind of live on our show at the moment.
Oh, awesome. Oh, well, in that case, how is everybody? I'm excited. No, man. Oh, man. I didn't know it was live. Awesome. Cool.
Sorry,
Rock and
man.
roll. I'm ready. Whatever. Let's do it.
Awesome. Just got a few questions for you, and then at the end, if you're up for it, we just got a little name association, if you're all right with that.
Cool. You'll just have to tell me the rules.
Yep. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. And now, were you a fan of wrestling growing up? Or, if not, what did you want to be when you grew up?
No, I was a fan of wrestling. And the first thing I ever wanted to be was a wrestler. Yep. That was the easy one.
Now, who inspired you to become a wrestler?
I think the biggest thing is when I was growing up. You know, I was 10 years old in '99, the peak of the Attitude Era. So, you name them, they inspired me. You know, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mick Foley, Triple H, Chris Jericho, everybody. And then I started watching. Once I knew I was hooked and I was a huge fan, I would rent all the older, like 94, 95, 96, the stuff that had happened a couple of years earlier, and I was instantly a fan of Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, guys like that.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was actually doing a little research on it, and I found out you're actually only a couple of years older than I am. And it's funny that you mentioned you started getting into wrestling around the same time that I actually got out of it. As the way my living situation was at the time, my mother was against wrestling, and this was back like 97, 98, absolutely forbid me from watching it, so I missed all the good stuff. And then,
yeah, dude, you must see Explosion.
Thank God for YouTube. I was able to go back and watch
dude.
a lot of
Thank
it.
God now for the WWE Network.
That for only $9.99.
I'm not there, but let's plug it. Yeah, it's $9.99. It's great, man. I love it.
But now this is from Mike Rooker listened to the show. Was your gimmick your idea, or who came up with it?
Oh man, at this point, I don't even know. I do know that if it was my idea, it was quickly. It turned into a team thing, and that's WWE. Everybody puts their hands on it, and that makes things great. But I think it's kind of a combination of I wanted to have dreads, and I like to wear like a lot of bright colors. When I picked my entrance music, it was kind of like the Jimi Hendrix rip-off song, and I think, you see all three things of those, and then, of course, the lights would be a little trippy, and now, I think you should dance when you come out, and now it's kind of like, wow, I think, it's kind of like, the word hippie starts to get thrown around, but it was never like a conscious, I'm going to be a hippie, and they were never like, you're going to be a hippie, it just kind of happened.
Right.
And but the tweak to where it started being more like a activist was definitely a conscious thing, and that was kind of like the original idea that we thought a couple, a year or so earlier, but we just didn't quite get into it yet. And the tweak was a definite. Okay, you're gonna be here, and we're gonna start, talking about the world and how it's going down the tubes, and it's the NXT universe's fault. Once we got to there, it started being set ideas and a set plan.
And it sucks you never really got a big push from it, because you always got pretty decent heat with that character too. And I think, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it was fun. I wish it would have worked out a little better, but it didn't, and everything happens for a reason. So,
and
it's all good,
If I'm not mistaken, I think your last match was at Access. If I'm
yeah, it was.
I would have hated to be you guys. Like, I know being at WrestleMania and all that, you guys were probably loving it, but you guys had that show, and there were reports, actually, I want to ask you, there were reports that the show on Friday night went like, I believe, an hour or 2 hours longer than it was supposed to. Is that true?
I'm not sure. I didn't know if there was a time limit to it. I know it was a hell of a show and a hell of a crowd.
Oh, it was awesome, man. I loved it.
That's all I know.
First NXT show, and we actually decided at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because we were at a bar down the street from the university. We're like, do we want to go to NXT? Why the hell not? So,
oh, dude, you definitely want to go.
Oh, it was awesome, man. And I guess I could say thank you for giving us your last match at Access. It was awesome to watch you in person. Not realizing at the time that the first time I got to watch you up close and personal like that was going to be the last time, at least in WWE. But
what match was that?
Oh God, who did you face? It was like 8 o'clock. I'm kicking myself for it because I don't remember who you faced.
Because I was undefeated at WrestleMania Access. 22-0, 23-0. Well, I think my final record was 24-0 at WrestleMania Access.
Better than the Undertaker streak.
Yeah, that's right, and I had to let everybody know that.
Now, I saw you started training back in 2008 under Truth Martini. Am I correct?
Yep.
Now, how did that differ, and how is it similar at all from training with Truth and training under Bill DeMott down in NXT?
Well, when I first got to FCW, it was Dr. Tom Pritchard. So
okay.
he kind of, by the time Bill was there, I was already kind of, doing shows
right.
and was, past the bare bones wrestling training part,
mm-hmm.
more like, the fine tuning. But as far as the difference between Truth Martini and Dr. Tom, it was very, very similar. With Truth Martini, it was I was like one of the only people there, and by the end, I was the only guy in class. So I was getting a lot of one-on-one coaching, and it was awesome. And he did a great job training me, taught me everything I needed to know to get going. And then by the time I got to Dr. Tom, it was great training as well. It was just there was more guys, so I wasn't the only one being coached. So it was cool because I was learning to work with different people. But if you get a good school and somebody that understands the basics,
mm-hmm.
it's all going to be pretty similar. Dr. Tom's style of training, very similar to Truth Martini's, both excellent teachers.
Now, you mentioned at least them switching from Dr. Tom to Bill DeMott was when sorry about that. Was that when they switched from FCW to NXT?
I think the switch from, it was still FCW, I believe, when Bill came in, but then it did change maybe 6 months after. So it was understood that it was going to become NXT.
Okay.
It was going to start to be called NXT.
Now, what was that transition like? Was there any sense of optimism? Were you guys unsure of how things would go, or how did that go?
Yeah, you just kind of show up every day and do what they ask you. when you're down there, and you just do your best. But I think we all understood it was about to get way bigger, and there was about to be more time and more resources put into developmental, and there was, and developmental's huge now. It's not even developmental in a lot of ways. So we knew things were about to change, and they did.
Yeah, you guys are well. It sucks that I have to say they and not you guys now, but it's just amazing to see it go from a low, or I don't want to be disrespectful, say lowly developmental product or territory to basically a rival company, somewhat to WWE. And I got to say honestly, the NXT show on that Friday night was almost on par with WrestleMania. Sorry, Al, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
What's that? Oh no, you didn't.
I believe my host was going to cut in and ask a question. I apologize about that, man.
I'm sorry.
Hello?
A little bit, Al. You're breaking up a little bit, man.
All right, just keep on going.
All right. Now, towards the end of your tenure in NXT, some former talents were coming in. Guys like Rhino and Brian Kendrick and Curtis Axel came back down to NXT for a little bit. What were your opinions on former talents coming into NXT? Were you for it? Because seasoned veterans could teach you guys a little bit more aside from or give you guys different tips and stuff. Or what? How did you feel about other guys or seasoned veterans like that coming in?
You hit it right on the head right there. It was. It's cool. I'm down with it, because Rhino and Kendrick, guys like that, and sometimes they'd bring the Great Khali down, or they'd bring Cesaro down after he left. They'd bring The Miz down, Sheamus down, RVD down, and we love it. I loved it because it's kind of like you're getting in there with a coach. You know what I mean? You're getting in there with a guy who has more experience than you and is more seasoned than you, and it's a great learning experience. It's a great thing, and all those people that I just named are nice dudes, so it's fun to have them around,
Mm-hmm.
And we watched half of them when we were kids, at least I did, so it was cool.
Now, I think you mentioned it before that you started as a babyface with your gimmick. Which did you prefer, as a heel or working as a babyface? And did you ever want to change your gimmick at all down in NXT, or?
I think I prefer heel, but if the crowd's cheering for me, I prefer baby, so it all depends. I think, I was able to, obviously give creative input, and, it was pretty clear though. I mean, when, we tried to start me off as a babyface, and the crowd didn't take to it, so we all knew pretty quick, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Well, maybe you're going to have to, work a little different. You're going to have to be a heel. And then that's when the hippie turned to the hipster, and I got a little more, political and worldly with. I started talking more, and I started to get heat, and I started to be hated and annoying, and that was a conscious thing, and it worked out great. I loved the second part of what I was doing, at least for a while, and it was closer to me. I think. I'm not always smiley and dancy. Obviously, there's not too many people like that. I have a chip on my shoulder in real life, and I have anger sometimes inside me, and that was closer to me. The later part of CJ Parker.
That seems to be kind of a universal answer. The more people we've interviewed, most of them have said that they prefer to work heel.
Yeah, because you can't mess up as a heel. You can trip going up the stairs. It's fine. You can mess up a spot. It's fine. You can stutter over your words. It's fine because you're a bad guy and you're angry about everything anyway. So it's all
Excuse
perfect.
me. Now, could you ever see yourself? Well, actually, before that, I got another fan question here. Don't mean to get too personal with it. Did pay ever go up? If you don't want to answer this, or anything, you don't have to. Did pay ever go up as NXT got bigger?
Oh, of course. As NXT grew and more was asked of us, also we were compensated more. WWE is a very fair place, and they take care of their people. They take care of they're family, and I got nothing bad to say about them.
Awesome. That's great to hear that, you know, especially with some reports that they're not too caring with stuff like that. So it's good to hear that. Now, could you ever see yourself returning to WWE, or would you ever try to go to TNA? It's a two-part question, but I'll ask the other part after you're done answering that.
You know, I don't know. I just left, so I can't, you know, I'm not thinking about going back, you know, or else I would have left. So, but I do know that I loved my time there, and I think, I know that I got nothing, no ill will or no bad feelings, nothing sour grapes with them. They were great. I loved it. I think they enjoyed having me, and I think the split was, it was good terms. It was great. I don't know. I'm 25, so I don't know where I'm going to be.
Plenty of time ahead of you.
And I don't know where I'm going to be when I'm 35. You know what I mean? I know I'll still be wrestling, but I don't know where.
Hopefully a few-time world champion by then.
TNA's cool, man. I love TNA. I love all wrestling. So if you got wrestling and you want me to be a part of you, there's a good chance that I'll want to too. Is
that a route you could see, sorry about that. Is that a route we could see you taking soon?
Well, I'm interested in going everywhere. You know,
Right.
I'm interested in going to CZW, the best of the best, this weekend. I'm excited to go to AAW and Dreamwave in Illinois in a couple of weeks. I want to work in Europe. I would love to work in Japan. I don't think there's a 25-year-old wrestling fan or a 25-year-old pro wrestler right now who wouldn't want to be in New Japan, or you know what I mean? Because it's great. It's excellent. I'm a huge fan of that. You know, I'm a huge fan of Ring of Honor. Of course, I want to be there. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Just because you want to be somewhere doesn't mean you get to be there. You got to earn your way, and you got to prove yourself, and that's what I want to do.
Now, which could, in your opinion, has the better market for wrestling, Japan or North America?
I don't know. I think, I don't know. I think, they're a little different. You know? I think the New Japan is, I know it's doing great. I know it's hot. I know it's entertaining, and it's doing very well. And I think WWE's doing very well, too. You know, WrestleMania was awesome. So I don't know what has the better market. I like both products. They're both different. I'm a fan of all things pro wrestling, and those are two little different. They're both a little different, but I'm a fan of both.
Now, this is from we have an affiliated show called Wrestling's Rope Break. How much insight and influence did Triple H have on you guys down in NXT, or was it kind of free roam, and did he keep it to a minimum?
Hello?
Hold on 1 second, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but there's a bunch of noise in the background.
Sorry about that, man. No, I was saying this question was from we have an affiliated show called Wrestling's Rope Break. This is from their co-host Aaron Ramadanov. How much insight and influence did Triple H have in you guys down in NXT, or was it kind of a free roam and he kept his influence or anything?
Free what? Sorry?
Was it kind of a free roam environment with the Triple H, and did he kind of keep his insight and influence to a minimum, or was he more hands-on? And
oh, dude, Triple H is super hands-on. He's super passionate about NXT. It's his, it's his baby. He loves it. He comes down there and he just helps everybody. And he puts a lot of time and effort into it, and it's cool to be a part of it and see him happy and excited and proud of what we're doing, because we're all happy and excited and proud. And yeah, he's very hands-on, and he puts a lot into NXT.
Now, we know that you're a wrestler and a sports entertainer, but is there something an average wrestling fan out there doesn't know about you that you would like to share with them today? You know, a different hobby or interest other than pro wrestling?
Well, I like to go to the beach, and I like to drink a couple beers.
There you go.
But, I'm just a 25-year-old kid who loves wrestling. But when I'm not wrestling, which is and I'm not doing anything that has to do with wrestling, I'm probably just hanging with my friends outside, doing something fun, laughing, making jokes, maybe having a couple beers. I'm pretty easy, pretty laid back, and yeah, that's that's about it, man. I don't know. I don't like go out and do chess tournaments on the weekends when I'm free or anything like that. Or, I'm not an ice sculptor, and I just kind of hang out.
Hey, nothing wrong with
life,
that, man.
I like to go to concerts, and I just like to do life.
Just living life, man.
Yeah, man.
Before I get to the next question, I got a good friend of mine who's about the same age as us. That his lifelong dream was to become a pro wrestler. Do you have any advice for him?
Yeah, I think that you need to know what you're getting into. You need to know it's a hard life, and it's tough. There's no guarantees, and you're going to get into it what you put out, or you're going to get back from it what you put into it. And the best thing you can do is just love and honor the business, I think, and try to learn as much as you can, and make the most of every opportunity you get. That's all you really can do. But I would say the easiest thing, the easiest, quickest answer is, find a good school, get trained the right way, and then get out there and work as much as you can, and learn as much as you can from whoever you can.
Awesome stuff, man. Thanks for that. Now, do you feel, this is another fan question, do you feel you may have assumed a major risk deciding to part ways with the biggest sports entertainment company in the world? Or, I'd imagine you're confident that, it'll work out for you in the end.
I didn't look at it like that. I just looked at it from within me. And I felt like me, personally, I felt that I had, reached a point where I needed to make a decision.
Right.
Of, am I going to turn right or am I going to turn left here? Am I going to stay the course, or am I going to remove myself and try to, go a different route? And I don't think on terms of, I just took myself out of the biggest wrestling company in the world. I don't think like that. I just think of growing as a performer. And what I was doing in NXT towards the end, I kind of assumed a role of a guy that would, get in there and make other guys look good. And that's cool. I can do that, and I like doing that. It's fun. It's a great time, And I was paid well by a great company for doing that for as long as the few years that I did. But as a performer, I feel like there's more that I want to do, and there's more inside of me. And if I want to get into that and grow and become great, then maybe I need to pull myself out of the situation and try a different avenue, and that's what I'm going to do.
There you go, man. Now, looking back at your time in NXT and FCW, who was your favorite opponent in WWE, and actually even outside of WWE before you made it to FCW to NXT? Was there anybody in NXT, though, also? This is the second part question. Was there anybody in NXT you didn't get to work with that you wanted to?
That I wanted to?
Yeah.
I obviously would have wanted to work with all the people that I did on the show, not just on the live event. Like I had some good matches with Sami Zayn. Sorry.
You're right.
Sami Zayn, Hideo, Tommy. I've worked with all the guys, but I would have liked to, maybe work with one of them on TV with a certain amount of time, a little longer amount of time on the show would be cool. Not just at a live event, even though live events are awesome. I think, but one of my favorite opponents was the Great Khali, and like looking back on it now, I was like, what a fun day, to find out that you're going to get to work with him, and just it's so cool being in the ring with somebody that big, and you just flying around for him and trying to make him look awesome, and it was just a blast. And I watch it back sometimes, I just laugh because I just remember how much fun I was having. And that was cool. How many people can say they got to work with him? Because he's a giant, a real life giant. Mm-hmm. And I got to pro wrestle him. I wrestled with a guy who I always thought was really good. His name was Silas Young, and I got to work with him. He's in Ring of Honor now.
Yep.
And I got to work with him a handful of times, but I was so young. I think that if I were to do it again, I would get so much more out of it. I feel like it would be so much better now that I have a little experience under my belt. And then I worked with a guy, Lenny Lane. Lenny Lane. Lenny and Lodi, former cruiserweight champ in WCW. I got to work with him, and it was cool because I was 20 years old working with a guy that was on TV. I used to watch on TV, and he would just help me and teach me, and it was a great time. So those were two great experiences working with those guys. As far as leaving here now and not getting to work with somebody that is down there in NXT, I'd say a guy named Scott Dawson. He's one of my favorite people to watch do pro wrestling. I think he's incredible. I don't think enough people know him, and I never got to get in there with him and really have a bust-ass match. And I know we would have a bust-ass match, and hopefully one day somewhere, somehow, we get to have that bust-ass match. So, did that answer your question? I felt like you asked me a lot of questions. I don't know if I
answered them great, man. Just a couple more, if you don't mind, or if you want to.
Yeah, man.
Now, were there ever any plans, or for one reason or another, that didn't work out to bring you to the main roster, or?
No, I never really had. I never really was a conversation I had. I never really made it that far. I don't think that enough people were quite sold on me, to even talk about that. To making it to that high, I was always trying to get more established and more. I was trying to get more out of NXT. You know what I mean? I was trying to get to the top of NXT. I wasn't even thinking, main roster at all.
All right, CJ, this is Alfonso again. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear me now.
I can, yeah.
All right, well, I want to thank you again for joining us. I was just curious, the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, is supposed to be the best. And what is it that WWE you felt that was limiting you from growing there? I know you've probably touched this on different ways. They've asked you in different types of ways. But, I mean, you're 25 years old. I'm 30 now. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 or 10 years. But do you have a really set plan? And your decision, was it something that you've been thinking about for a real long time and you finally pulled the trigger? And I know I kind of hit like A, B, and C there.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
That's
He's biding his time.
I'm probably going to forget them too. That's okay.
The decision to leave was very hard. It was 25-year-old kid walks away from WWE. Okay, does he have brain damage?
Yeah, it's shocking to me, man. It's shocking.
Well, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. My life or what or the conversations I had or what I do. Nobody's walked in my shoes or anything. They don't know how I feel. And I think. And the other question was, why did I never felt like NXT or WWE was limiting me or anything like that. I just felt that within me, I wish that I would have got to experience the world and really not jump to WWE so quick. I was 21 to get signed to WWE. That's really young, and as the years went by, I was like, man, I really, really, really wish that I would have maybe been here 10 years later. 10 years later, I would have got signed when I was 31 after, really, really earning my stripes and, just getting every experience that I want to outside of WWE and then coming here with all that under my belt. You know what I mean? Everything that I would have learned to get to there, I think it would have prepared me better to show them that I am the star that I think I am, and to prove to them that I am what they want. And, I am great. But I think just getting there very young, you just learn, you kind of learn one way, and it's hard. And there's a lot of pressure being down there, It's not easy. There's There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of expectations. It's a lot. You're in the deep end. You're here. The lights are on bright. You better be able to rock and roll. And if you can't, then you're gonna have to sit on the side of the stage when somebody else gets to go at it. You know what I mean? And I think that just coming in as 21, I was just maybe a little young, and I maybe needed a little more experience. And now 25, I said, if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna get the experience, and if I'm ever gonna be the star that I think that I can be in pro wrestling, that I need to go and I need to get all that. I need to get that out of my system. I need to soak all that in. Maybe come back here one day with a fresh coat of paint and say, "Hey, look at me. I'm ready to rock now." You know what I mean?
That's
So,
awesome. And that's awesome. I got to respect that. That is
Absolutely
awesome thing as a man to say, what, I need to go do this. I mean, that's awesome. And I've just had the opportunity to know that you could get work out there. That is awesome, especially in this industry. I one more question. Was this solely your decision, or did anything or anyone around you kind of influence you without you really knowing? Because kind of what you tell me, it almost coincides with the guys like Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. They had that experience, and then they came in, and it's almost lining up. Did anything influence you one way or the other, or just you sitting there, looking at what's going on around you? You felt like, what? This is the time for me to do this.
Nobody ever told me like you should do that, dude. You should do that. Nobody ever said that. Nobody would have. None of those guys would ever say that.
Okay.
But just seeing them and the amount of respect I have for all those guys, to know what their route and their story. It's hard as a young kid. Like, damn, I wish I would have had all those experiences. And that. You just see that, you see that with Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, Luke Harper, the list goes on, and now, Neville, Hideo, Finn, Kevin, Zayn, all of them, all great dudes, all guys that I think are awesome, and they all, have a different route, but their route, they experience the entire world, and they wrestle in front of all different kinds of crowds. Before they got here, they were stars before they got here, and then once they got here, look out, because they explode. You know what I mean? And that's what I thought I needed to do. That's what I think I need to do. I think I need to go out there and prove myself, and then come back here maybe, or maybe not. Who knows?
And I hope it works out. I'm definitely rooting for you, and I hope you earn your stripes out there, and it's a great experience for you, man. That's pretty cool that you're able to do that. I think.
Thank you,
Yeah, and I also appreciate you coming on the show and everything. We have a couple more questions here left. I know John has a couple more, and then we'll go into that name association. John, go ahead.
I was just gonna hit up one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, before the name association, if you don't mind, Joe.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Who do you think could be the company's next breakout star?
You mean down here in NXT or WWE?
Both.
Okay, well, up there right now, I think you're seeing it. I think you're seeing Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. I think, everybody can kind of see that coming. Those guys are going to be the guys for a long time. But one guy up there that I can't wait to just see really, really, really explode to the next level, to the tip-top level is Cesaro. I think he's the man, dude. And there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a WWE champion, because when I think of WWE champions, I think of guys like him, and you name it, he can do it. And so he's a guy that I think is going to just break out even more than he has, because he's already at such an elite high level, but he's going to surpass where he is right now.
No, if they just stop selling
a year or two, I can't wait to watch it. And then down here, I think Tyler Breeze, man. I think I can really see him. He's kind of like, to me, he doesn't get the cred, the cred that the other guys get. He sometimes I think people forget. He has great bust ass matches. He's a top guy too. But when you name, the NXT 5, he wasn't in that. But he should, he's right there with those guys, man. He's great, and there's no ceiling to him. So I think, yeah, those two guys. I think, if you look at it, Cesaro, Reigns, well, they're obviously, top guy up there, top guy here, but well, I think they can be tip-top guys. I think Reigns could be NXT champion, and I think Cesaro could be WWE champion for sure.
They just need to stop settling Cesaro in pointless tag teams, although Kid and Cesaro seem to have a decent act going now.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him.
Just a few names if you want to do name association. If I could talk today, that would be fantastic. No real rules with it. We've had some guests in the past say they don't want to make it a heat generator. Al's tried to call it that, but it didn't really stick with a few interviews. But I'll just name off some names, and if you want to just say whatever comes to mind with it, that works just fine. Truth Martini.
Great underrated mind for the business. Doesn't get enough credit. Not enough people know who he is. He is the man.
Bill DeMott.
Bill DeMott, extremely passionate, and was proud to be NXT coach. He saw the Performance Center get off the ground. He would eat, sleep, and breathe NXT if he could, man. He loved it.
Triple H.
Extremely hands-on and excited for the future, and I think that he has he has his finger on the pulse. He sees how the business changes. I think you couldn't pick a better guy to one day be the head of this company.
Vince McMahon.
Oh man, a badass, dude. Think about everything he's done, man. Holy cow. He still kicks ass. He still works out in the middle of the night. Dude, I saw something that said he squatted like 600 pounds on his 60th birthday or 70th birthday.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Whew.
I'm pretty sure Al and I combined can't do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. I can't even see you guys, but yeah, what a workaholic, what a badass.
Seth Rollins.
My buddy. I love him, and I'm so happy for him right now. And a great guy.
Adrian Neville.
Incredible in the ring. Dude, he's the kind of guy you watch him wrestle and it pisses you off a little. He's so good. He's a machine, man. He can do anything. He's a Terminator. He's a machine, dude. He's incredible. You can't have a bad match with him. You can't.
Corey Graves.
Dude. One of the coolest things going right now in WWE, right? What a great story he has. All the injuries and all the trouble he had to go through the last year, and now watching him, dude, and he's my buddy on top of everything. But just watching him, and he looks great on TV, doesn't he? Damn it, he's handsome. He's well spoken. He looks great. He's dressed well. This is a perfect gig for him, and I can't wait to see him do it for. I don't know. He could do it forever. He could do the thing he's doing right now forever, and I'm proud of him.
Tyler Breeze.
Natural on there. It's crazy.
Tyler Breeze, a guy who when I think of like characters and gimmicks, a guy who just like took an idea and look at it. It's so entertaining and so funny, and he does a great job with it. But at the same time, he'll sneak in a bust ass match. He's a gimmick, a character, but he'll slide in wrestling, and you don't even know it. He's great. I feel weird because I just say great things about everybody, but you're naming all my friends.
And lastly, well, I don't know if this one's your friend or not. Might be C.J. Parker or Joe Robinson.
C.J. Parker. Oh, jeez. Oh. I should just put myself over here. No, just a young kid trying to find his way in the pro wrestling business, brother. That's who C.J. Parker is. And it's a kid who loves wrestling and who's going to wrestle all his entire life.
Awesome stuff, man. I'm looking forward
until he's dead. I'm going to wrestle when I'm 80, man. You watch.
Hopefully you're still.
I don't even know if I have podcast, man.
It'll be interesting to see what we have I don't even want to think about being 80. But awesome stuff, man. And you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing nothing but much and continued success to you, man. Best of luck going forward. And thank you for joining us tonight on Main Event Madness. It's a little bit tricky getting you on here, man, but you know what? It was an awesome time having you on here, and I just really thank you for coming on.
Hell yeah, boys. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. You have a good night.
All right, later.
All right, guys. That was former NXT superstar CJ Parker, CJP, as he's now going on the indie scene. Guys, definitely check him out on Twitter at WWE Moonchild. That's at WWE Moonchild. We're just going to take a quick commercial break here, guys. When we get back, a lot of topics to cover here. It's going to be a jam-packed rest of this show. We got about 45 minutes left to go. It's going to be awesome. And then after we get back from the commercial break, we got some breaking news coming out of the NFL. You guys don't want to miss that. Stick around. It's Main Event Madness.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at legendstvnyc.com and madhousetv.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. Hey you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. Need a break? How about a rope break? Wrestling's rope break, that is. Don't miss every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wrestling's rope break. Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov give you a fresh and passionate insight on the latest happenings and news from the world of pro wrestling. It's Wrestling's Rope Break, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, MainEventMadness.com and Spreaker.com. Presented by Main Event Madness.
The interview went like shit, huh?
The following is a breaking news alert brought to you by Main Event Madness. That's right, guys. Breaking news coming out of the NFL tonight. And, I mean, unless you're listening to a podcast or will be listening to a podcast, so obviously you're going to be in front of a computer. But Troy Polamalu has officially announced his retirement from the NFL.
Finally, I just saw that moments ago, too. All the fans are freaking out, and I'm saying, finally.
Head and Shoulders, you got to get a new TV personality, I guess, for your commercials. Actually, probably have them more often now.
Definitely. I mean, he has a great career, and that hair, man. Can't believe it lasted the whole time.
I wonder how much hair replacement surgery he might have gotten.
Who knows? I was thinking it was just sewn onto his helmet by now. All right, guys. I want to. I don't know how the interview ended. I've been having some connection issues as usual, and sorry about that. But I'm so grateful that CJ was on the show tonight. Great guy, and I wish him nothing but the best.
And it's fantastic, man. Interview went great, at least on my end.
All right, and his Twitter handle is @WWE Moonchild.
Yep.
He's probably going to change that soon. And I'll blast his booking information later for whoever wants to book him. And I think his website is cjparker.info. And you could get information on CJ Parker and where he's going to be in the upcoming months and years and whatnot. Troy Polamalu?
Troy Polamalu, gone from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger has to be kicking himself square in the ass right now for signing that extension or that contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5-year, $90 million contract is a horrible contract to begin with. Some very dark days are coming for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the near to not so near future, guys. Any of you Steelers fans out there, I feel sorry for you guys. Especially, I'm a Jets fan. Al's a Dolphins fan. We feel your pain. But
yeah,
some dark days are coming for you or for the Steelers, guys.
In other words, Steelers, welcome to our lives.
Basically, it's like you guys have the reverse of our problem. You guys have the quarterback. You have nobody else. We have everybody else. We don't have the quarterback.
It's unbelievable.
Can we we'll just take, you guys eat half the contract, and we'll just take Roethlisberger off your hands.
It's,
imagine that, though. Imagine that. Roethlisberger with Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall for receiving corps.
Unbelievable.
That'd be awesome.
I just can't wait to see that happen. You guys you guys are screwed.
I'm trying to be sympathetic, and Al just comes right out. You guys are screwed.
The Dolphins aren't far behind. Everyone's talking so much hype about the Dolphins because of Sue, but Sue screwed us, wrapping up all our money into a little fucking lollipop that we can't do nothing now. Everyone's going to be sitting there. The owner's going to be sucking out the little lollipop saying, we got Sue, and we got nothing else, you dumbasses. Sorry. I feel like we're going to be in the same 8-8 team or worse, and I don't understand why all these analysts are saying we're going to be better than that. There are people saying that the Dolphins are going to give the Patriots a run for their money. You guys are smoking that good stuff. If anything, the Bills are going to be something to watch.
Now, is that the RVD brand of good stuff?
Yes, sir. or the Val Venus, man. Val Venus, or a.k.a. Sean Marley, I believe his name is. Morley, whatever the hell his last name is.
The irony if his last name is Marley. I think it is Morley, but the irony if it was Marley.
Yeah. Just follow him on Facebook, and you'll see it's like the pot wheezes out of his Facebook page. It's unbelievable.
You get a buzz just for clicking on his profile.
Man, what a show we're having here. Again, it's Alfonso Marimano. I know, guys. I haven't been here in 75,000 days, but we're back. New night. I'm tired. Are you tired yet? Because I'm exhausted.
Nope. Even though I just had to carry your ass in the interview. No, I'm just joking with you. But,
yeah, you had to, man. I didn't know what the hell was going on. My internet was going in and out. And I love the in and out situation, but not when my internet's going in and out. But damn.
Damn!
That's right. We had to use it. All right, guys. We have some
Sorry. Had to go hump day on that one.
That's
There's
all
no avoiding it.
right. We had some, big news come out this week with SmackDown. Lay the SmackDowneth on your candieth asses.
Lay it the smacketh down on all the USA Network.
Apparently, it's moving to the United States of America channel. Hear he. SmackDown's coming to the USA Network. Unbelievable. Great for them. What are we supposed to say? The only thing that I find exciting is that they're finally doing what I thought they should be doing. And now I'm reading reports, which I haven't posted on WrestlingNewsReport.com yet. I'm not sure if it's on Wrestling-News.net yet.
Probably not. Wayne's been out of it.
And MainEventMadness.com is officially a thorn in my ass because I don't know what's going on with it. So, guys, if you guys are visiting there, just go to Spreaker.com/MainEventMadness or WrestlingNewsReport.com or Wrestling-News.net for our archives until we get that situated. Back to what I was saying. They're going to finally, if they're moving to the USA Network, they're saying that there's going to be more of a runoff from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown, meaning that it's not going to be week to week from Monday Night Raw, telling the same story on the following Raw. They're going to make it a little bit more continuous. That's what they're saying.
So it's going to be the way Raw and SmackDown used to be back in the Attitude Era.
Back when shit was good. Yeah, pretty much. That's what it looks like.
All right.
And the question is how it's not going to help or hurt SmackDown, and that's what we're kind of discussing. What are your thoughts?
Well, it can only help it. And I wish that NBC was smart enough, because if you have SmackDown on USA, put Raw on NBC and watch those ratings skyrocket compared to what they are now. Because not everybody has USA. Everybody who has a television has NBC. And why nobody has ever thought about putting Raw on NBC is beside me.
I'll tell you right now, because they're scared of those NBC those numbers they used to have for Main Event or whatever the hell the show was. It Main Event?
Saturday night's Main Event.
Saturday night Main Event, yeah. So those numbers were never that great, but they don't realize it's all pre-recorded.
They're also a Saturday night at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time slot.
I must admit, you are right. On a shitty night, if it's Monday Night Raw on NBC, man, if I was just give it a test run. Even if it's like one season out of the year. You know how all these television shows are a season? Shit, why not try it one season once a month and see what happens?
They always phone it in. Yeah, do it like once a month or something. You always phone it in, or WWE does, from like post-WrestleMania into SummerSlam. So do like 1 or 2 shows a month on NBC.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. Who knows? Maybe that's what they're going at. I'm telling you right now, I'm so scared. WWE is getting so big, and wrestling is getting so big. I don't even know I don't know what to watch, when to watch, and how to watch.
Do you guys get the El Rey Network down there?
I got El Rey. Apparently I'm going to have to get another television station because there's what's the name of the company, man? I just posted it on WrestlingNewsReport.com.
Is it the one in Vegas?
It was last night.
Is it the one in Vegas?
The one in Vegas, man, it's on the tip. It's PPW or something.
Yeah.
They've been around for years. Apparently, they're signing a deal on a network that has over 80 million households. Shit, I don't even know where to watch anymore. I don't have the time. Wrestling is like getting too big. I wanted 2 companies, 2 good companies, and I'm getting 1 and 75 okay companies. That's my problem. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with wrestling, but it's crazy. It's a good time to be a fan, I think.
Paragon Pro Wrestling.
And what was great about it, I don't know if you noticed, though, but Triple H even mentioned it on Twitter. It's already finally come full circle. Every single match had an NXT superstar except, of course, his match versus Sting. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. It just shows you the success of NXT. Did a little digging here, Al. It's Paragon Pro Wrestling. And what used to be called the TV Guide Network is now called Pop TV. Is going to be the network that Paragon Pro Wrestling is airing on. So, for all of us who had the TV Guide channel, that actually, the TV Guide channel was funny. because they changed it and started making it like a reality show freaking channel, and then made another channel for the TV Guide. But still kept it
I
called.
remember it started, and they started first with a little bit of some advertising. It was just like a picture, 2 pictures, 3. Then you're like, there's an infomercial, and then
You
they started
remember
showing.
how old
like,
does that make us?
I'm sorry.
How old does that make us? You remember old school TV Guide channel, the old ugly ass shade of blue, scrolling 3 bars at a time.
It was 3 bars at a time. Then when they started putting those infomercials, you would miss it and have to see it for another 5 fucking minutes.
Because all you got watching was Billy Mays and OxyClean. And then when that British dude started coming up, you're like, who's this asshole? And then Billy Mays died, and then that asshole's doing the OxyClean commercial. Something's not right here.
You know what was great? They had a reality show for a while. Bill Mays and that asshole, the British guy, and then he passed away.
I'm pretty sure he's not an asshole, but Billy Mays is just awesome.
But after the 3rd season, that's when he had a heart attack and died.
Can't believe Billy Mays died almost 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago.
He was only 50. That's why I'm taking care of my health now. I need to make it to my 40s, man. I'm going to die if I don't.
Well, generally, if you don't make it to your 40s, that's usually what happens.
That was a horrible wording of my sentence. Oh, shit.
Shout out to Al's wife, Jennifer Maramone. Hello, if you're listening to us. And I have a shirt that she can get you.
Well, she already has a shirt with my name on it.
It says, I don't need Google. My wife knows everything.
Oh, that's actually a good one. I like that. Oh, man. I don't know if I would get in trouble for that or if I'm going to get that smile. You know the smile, guys.
It probably would be both.
It depends. You see, I told you not to. I'm not even going to talk anymore. I'm going to go upstairs and all my shit's going to be outside. Not going to. You're not egging me on.
Hey, I didn't say anything bad.
No, you were great.
If anything, I was on her side.
Okay. Yeah, in a weird, strange way, yes.
Oh, this is nothing but a show of fucking with you, Al. This is Alfonso Merriman without the guest. This is not your life. This is going to go as badly as Mick Foley and John Cena. This is your life.
Oh, man, that was pretty bad.
That was back when somebody else was covering.
What we got to talk about next. And oh my God, am I going to freaking flip out about this next topic on the rundown?
It's now. No, I thought we were doing. Do you want to do the rundown or do you want to get your rant about the Marlins more out of your way?
I'm sick of the Marlins.
All right.
I'm 3 games in, and Stanton could keep his money, and I'm just done with them.
Hey, listen, I'm kind of right there with you. We have my Yankees are now 1-2.
Well, you guys are doing better than us. What the hell's going on with our sports team? Even in Brooklyn, I mean, why are they still in the playoffs?
6 games under 500, and they're still in the playoff picture.
Yeah, and look at the Heat. The Heat have been slaughtered by injury. They have had witchcraft done to them, apparently. I've never seen.
Yeah, the witch's name was LeBron James.
I'm sorry, but he was the one that did it. I've never seen any team in the history of teams had to go through the amount of injuries this team has gone through this year. They've had 40. That's okay. Realistically, I think it's 28. The number's 28 different starting lineups this season. Unbelievable. Every single night there's somebody new injured. It's crazy to me. And then they say we have a good medical staff. I think they're going to have to fire some folks there, the Heat area there. But anyways.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. NBA playoffs. You guys are actually not eliminated from the playoff race.
Which was screwed up because not 2 weeks ago we were talking about 6th place. And then we went on a shitty run of injuries again. We still have a small chance, but I'm telling you this, I would.
You're only one game behind. You're only a game and a half behind my Nets.
Are you seated at 8th place or 9th? Are you in the playoffs right now?
Yes.
I think we're behind the Pacers. The Heat are, and
yes.
the Pacers have a game on us. It just doesn't. We gotta win out and hope for people to lose. I think at this point
they have a half a game on you.
Half a game on us, so we gotta win out and hope for a couple guys to lose.
You guys basically have to win out. We basically have to win out. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's 4 games left.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, are the Heat playing right now? Ah.
Let's find out. Good
Have
out,
to do
sir. That burp brought to you by the Miami Heat. No, your Heat lost
Again?
to the Bulls
Derrick Rose is back. It's okay.
for a cup of coffee. He'll get hurt again. He always does. All right, tomorrow night. Oh, good lord! There goes my team's chances. Wizards Nets 7:30 tomorrow night. Again, there goes my team's chances. Pacers Pistons. Well, Pacers just got handed that one. And that's it. At least for the 3 teams in contention. And
Yeah, it doesn't
then
look good for the Heat.
it don't look good for my Nets. What the hell are you talking about?
We're on a 7-year run.
I wish we could have made the playoffs more than twice. 3 times. I'm sorry. We made it 3 times. Let's see. Oh. I shouldn't laugh too much, but you guys are facing the Toronto Raptors on Saturday night.
All right. Yeah, it's just more shit on my face. That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you this. We went to 4 NBA finals. Not a lot of teams could do that. Next year, we're going to be a force to reckon with. That's why I kind of hope we don't go to the playoffs. I need these guys to rest up. Chris Anderson has been great. Get out of our team. UD, you need to retire. I love you, buddy, but damn, you're killing us. And Mario, whoever wants to take this freaking guy, Mario, when we did the trade earlier this year, I wanted to get rid of Mario, not Norris Cole. Even though they're both kind of not the best players, but Mario Chalmers is like, I've said it all along. Like, he is like the most on and off player I've ever seen. He could drop 30 points almost or 25 points in a game, and the next game go -3. Yes, I said it, -3. It's just crazy.
I want to see somebody put down -3 points.
Oh,
What is he going to freaking goaltend?
Yeah, goaltend. There you go, -3.
No, because that'd be -2. I don't even know if that would give you a -2.
Giving points up. 11. And you have a goaltending. Put that in the stats or not?
Our teams are screwed, man. Baseball,
Okay,
basketball, NFL. But you know what? At least neither of us are college basketball fans. And at least neither of us are Kentucky fans.
Okay, I'll say that. Because the Miami Heat went to the finals of the NXT championship. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to watch it. Of course, they lose, which is the second bracket tier, whatever the hell it is. I don't understand it. But yeah, Kentucky. Yeah. I was happy they lost. Is that wrong?
Did you did you see how many players declared for the NBA draft in Kentucky? 7 players declared for the NBA draft from Kentucky. And I love it because there was a sign posted on ESPN. It was saying, welcome to Kentucky basketball. And underneath it said, rental and return right here. And it had a turn right sign kind of thing. Are you with me, Al?
That's funny.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So, Coach Calipari's got his work cut out for him next year. Although there are a bunch of rumors that he might go to the NBA.
There's rumors now?
Yeah, people are trying to, I guess. I don't know, I've seen a bunch of stuff around about Calipari going to the NBA.
Well, when you're that good in college, of course.
Dude, that Kentucky team could have whooped some NBA teams' asses this year.
Let me tell you, think about the NBA, John. There's, 30-something teams, 31, 33 teams or
30.
some shit like that. 32?
30.
What is it?
30 teams.
30 teams. of those 30 teams, there's probably really maybe 8 to 10 good coaches.
I wouldn't say that there isn't more than 8 good coaches, because there are more than that for good coaches. It's just most of them have really shitty teams. Like Lionel Hollins, for instance, and how shitty my Nets are. Lionel Hollins is a good coach. My Nets are not a good team.
Okay, so what are you gonna say? 12 good coaches?
I'll give you 15. A good 50-50.
I mean,
Because a lot of teams just have the benefit, or the not so benefit, but just are hurt by the fact that they have some really shitty teams. Like the Orlando Magic. They don't really have anybody. The Phoenix
all right,
Suns.
so we'll say that. Okay, so we'll say this. There's a good 15 good coaches. How many good front offices are there?
About 4.
About 4. Cleveland,
and they're all in the Western Conference.
well, you gotta give it up to the Heat. The Heat organization. Everybody wants to come there because of Pat Riley. And then
People want to go there because it's not cold.
Well, no, but honestly,
I mean, if I was a player, I don't know why none of these players don't go further south. Like, you want to live where it's 20 degrees out and you're a millionaire, and you go pick wherever the hell you want to live, and you pick freaking Ohio?
Cleveland.
That's where people go to Kaliv. Maybe
Yeah,
if they... I love Seth Meyers. Maybe if they change it to Castellan, then people will stay. No? Nothing? Okay.
And speaking. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
All right. Speaking of Cleveland, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Speaking of Cleveland, Hartline, you know who that is?
Who?
Brian Hartline.
Name sounds familiar.
All right. He was a wide receiver with the Miami Dolphins last season, and for the past 4 years.
Okay.
We got rid of him. They didn't sign him up to a contract. He lives in Cleveland, and now he's a Cleveland Brown. You want to know what he did when he left the Dolphins?
What?
And went to Cleveland? He bought a couple billboards and thanked the fans down here. Something LeBron James would never have the balls to do. Sorry, just had to say that.
That was Al's weekly "Fuck you, LeBron James" moment of the week.
Brought to you by me.
Brought to you by the lovely country of Cuba.
Oh, see. Nothing like having a good Cuban at night. Oh!
I'm not touching that one.
Hey, man. All right, what do we got? We got about 17
We got about
left on the show.
10-15 minutes left. All right, let's hit the rundown. You ready to do the rundown?
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, boys and girls, let's get into the rundown.
All right, first up, the Great Khali is returning, reportedly, to WWE. How do you feel about that?
Meanwhile, Kurt Angle can't even have a meeting with Triple H or Vince McMahon. Jesus. Oh, man, Humpty Dumpty is coming back to the WWE. Yes, he's great. He's big. He's from India, and that's the only... You see, this is the type of shit that just blows my mind.
He's only being brought back because Jinder Mahal got fired.
The only reason they're bringing him back is because they want to get into India with the WWE network.
And because Jinder Mahal got fired, and they don't have anybody left to that country may gravitate towards.
Mm-hmm. It's
all right.
Unbelievable.
So let me ask you. I don't know if you reported this or not. Did Brock Lesnar know at WrestleMania he was going, or when he re-signed with WWE the week before WrestleMania, did he know he was going to lose?
Yes, he knew when he signed the contract, according to reports out today. All
right, good stuff, good stuff. Now, did you know this one?
Yes.
The Reigns family, or I'm sorry, the Anoa'i family wanted Reigns to quit WWE after his loss or a couple Sundays ago at WrestleMania 31, which I still have the sunburn from, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's sunscreen, buddy.
Yeah, we
I don't
didn't
know.
think
I
about
know.
that.
I heard that Matt Breeze threw a tantrum. Was that true
About what?
about Roman Reigns losing?
No.
He was cool about it. I
Yeah,
know
because
that's
he wasn't. I mean, how it happened, you couldn't help but be happy with it. Although, you know what, man? And I said it last Monday. I believe, yeah, it was last Monday. I said it to Joel, Aaron, and Wayne. What if they were going to piss or going for the effect to piss the crowd off? God, did they do it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! There were so many people just stone cold looks on their face, pissed off, miserable, angry because Reigns lost and Rollins won, or because Lesnar lost and Rollins won.
That's funny.
And I sat there and I'm just looking around, and there's person that are just sitting there like shaking their heads. Kids are like just sitting there, long looks on their face. And I hate to be happy the kids are upset, but I'm the asshole. I'm a natural asshole on the inside. I love the heels. And it's awesome that a little bit of trivia. Rollins is basically Triple H's apprentice, kind of, sort of. And if I'm not mistaken, there are only 2 times in history that WrestleMania closed with a heel. One of them being WrestleMania 31 with Seth Rollins, taking place in California. The other one, 15 years earlier, WrestleMania 16 in California. That person, Triple H.
Look at that.
How about that for a little trivia?
That's some crazy shit.
No, you want crazy shit? Paul Bearer's son is selling Paul Bearer's WWE Hall of Fame ring on eBay for only $22,000. That cheap bastard.
I think it's sold already, to be quite honest. I mean, that's crazy. I would have kept it. Maybe they're in hard times right now, but I would have kept it as long as I could,
Hell yeah. Sell the cars first.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. I mean,
Maybe
obviously
they already sold the cars. But
that could be. If they are in hard times, which I mean, you got to imagine they might be, considering they sold that, and that that's got to be a sentimental value to them.
And remember, he lost his brother too, and his mother, all within that's crazy. He's all by himself right now. So who knows? Who knows what he's going through?
I don't know what's going through the mind of DirecTV, or WWE for that matter. DirecTV is currently engaging in talks with WWE about re-airing pay-per-views on DirecTV. DirecTV famously was one of the first to take WWE off of their pay-per-view offerings when the WWE Network launched 15 months ago. Al,
I don't get it. I don't understand why they would do that. With the WWE Network, it's like, why is that something they would do? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. And I don't know why WWE... I mean, I guess it only benefits WWE.
Yeah, but in what way? They want more subscribers, so why would WWE even take the time to re-sign a contract with DirecTV? It just doesn't... They want the network to be a monster. Why would they even give DirecTV the time of day? That's why it's hard for me to report on this, because it's hard for me to understand the logic behind it.
I mean, it's WWE, so you're never gonna truly understand what they're. Good Lord.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Oh God, yeah, that wasn't you. It's what I saw for rumored matches for Extreme Rules. Go ahead.
You were there. You saw Sting and Triple H. How did you see Sting in the ring? Because
he looked great.
He didn't look that great on TV to me. He looked great to you guys.
You got to take into consideration he's 50. You got to take into consideration that this is arguably the biggest crowd he's ever performed in front of. And if he hasn't performed in front of this many, it's been about 20, 25 years since he's performed in front of more. And you got to consider also that it's fucking WrestleMania. His first match ever in WWE. So, I mean, but the biggest factor, he's 50 years old. So if you could take that and, just take it in stride, it was great. His entrance, now, that was a little bit, it was great, but at the same time, it's like,
It was disappointing, I thought.
well, then it's like, what the hell is this?
I feel like with all the entrances, like if it would have been in the dark, it would have looked so much nicer and better and more impactful. I thought,
Which it was very weird to see the Undertaker's entrance not in the dark.
It was strange.
It was awesome though. I mean, they kind of teased a little bit of an American Badass kind of thing because when his entrance hit, and they didn't really have anything set up in the middle of the ring aside from that little like gate of hell little thing, but it's just bong, 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 silence, and then the dead man music kicked up. And I said it a few times. I'm quite happy with Taker coming out. Taker looked fantastic in that match.
He looked a lot better than last year.
Oh god, yeah, he did. He looked like a dead man last year. No pun intended. He literally looked like he was about 80 years old wrestling that match.
But he looked great, like a turnaround, crazy.
I wonder if DDP hooked him up with some DDP yoga.
There you go.
But Taker came out looking as close to the American Badass as we'll ever see again.
Yeah.
So I was happy
excited.
with it. But so there were three. You were saying you were excited for what?
No, I'm excited for the potential of a Sting Taker match. I'm hoping for next year.
Hopefully.
Just to say that.
Now there are 3 matches announced, and 3 matches rumored for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Would you like to see what these 3 matches are?
I know that 3 are confirmed.
Yes, and there are 3 rumored matches as well.
All right, so we all know the confirmed matches. If you've been living underneath the rock,
it's
U.S. Championship, blah, blah, blah. All that
it's Seth Rollins defending the WWE title against Randy Orton, Cena defending the U.S. title against Rusev, and Bryan defending the IC title against Bad News Barrett. Now, for another title match, it's looking Naomi is going to challenge Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. This is where this gets awkward. Or not awkward, but Sheamus will go one-on-one, rumored with Dolph Ziggler. And I know what match I'm going to take a dump during. Roman Reigns tag teaming with Ryback to take on the team of Big Show and Kane.
Shoot me now.
Woo! Man, I'm glad you all bought your tickets for Extreme Rules. Yep.
Why? It's funny because Kane and Big Show, they are meant to be together. The way that they're aging progressively at the same rate, they're literally in the same point in their careers. If they're both big men. They shouldn't be in the company anymore. I don't even know why they're there. Hopefully at Extreme Rules is a loser leaves the WWE, man. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of seeing Kane and his awkward belly button on HDTV.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Is that an Audi Innie, hybrid?
That's an Audi where you can put your clothes on. It's like, one of those things. It's like a hanger for him. I don't know. It's freaking...
It's awkward. It almost looks like it's not even PG.
Disturbing.
It is very disturbing.
She should only come out on the 3rd hour.
Alright, really quickly here. John Cena was on Chris Jericho's podcast. Can you go past 11:30 or no?
I am not going to be able to. I got to go and bathe the kid and all that.
Alright. So, quickly here before we get ready to wrap up, John Cena was on live with Chris Jericho, a.k.a. Talk Is Jericho, Monday night after Raw. Did you watch any of it?
I did not. I was sleeping like a baby. I think. No, I did not. I wasn't able to catch it. Although I did read up on it a little bit, not too much. I did hear that Jericho got a little bit of heat because he didn't ask the hard-hitting questions like Stone Cold Steve Austin did and blah 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 blah, whatever the case is. But I'm seeing you got a thing here where he says that a heel turn in 2012. What's that about?
Well, they got asking him about, he asked him point blank, will John Cena ever turn heel? And he said, tongue in cheek, he basically said if he could, he would. That's how I took it. He was told, or he mentioned that back in 2012, that when Cena was going for his first feud with The Rock, they said that they didn't come right out and say, "Hey, we're going to turn you heel." It was more of, "Well, we're thinking about this, and we might be moving in this direction, but you might be turning heel." He's like, and before they could even finish a sentence, he's like, it was like a cartoon character with the dust turning up in the wind. He's like, I ran away, recorded new music, got new gear made, and next thing I know, they scrapped it.
Damn, he had gear made and everything. That's hilarious.
And I guess he ended up spending like $5,000 on new gear, and because they canceled it at the last minute, and people want to bash Cena. Cena gave instead of having his own gear made, the $5,000 worth of gear, he gave that to developmental.
Yes, and the way they did it was
like a talent of the month.
It was a scholarship that they would earn one person per month for like $500, whatever the case was. That was pretty cool when I read that. I thought that was sweet. I didn't know that's where that $5,000 story came from though. That's you. I mean, hey, we were that close to having a heel Cena. And
he said earlier
it was WrestleMania, and that was the Mania. I was supposed to. Yeah, we could just cut that story off already.
He kind of said earlier in the interview, and kind of tried to stray away from it, that he loves working heel. So.
Well, shit, he's been a face his whole career. He must. Pretty much his whole career, at least when he was on top. He must hate it by now.
I'd hate being a babyface.
Oh, especially his type of.
No, I'm just saying I would hate being a babyface.
Well, look at him on like the shows where he actually curses up a storm and stuff. Like he's got to be all this stuff for these kids and all that. He must hate it sometimes.
And really quickly, I got to say one of the funniest parts of that interview was his original travel buddies were the Bashams, Ultimo Dragon, Funaki, and Tajiri.
That is awesome.
And they'd be sometimes after shows they'd be going to grab a drink or something, or before I get to that, he was just saying like whenever they would be driving to another town, Funaki would be like, "I want a Whooper." It's not Whooper, it's Whopper. I want a Whooper.
That's funny.
So he was saying they were drinking one night, celebrating the night's successes, whatever, and they're driving along into the next town, and out of nowhere, Funaki's like, they pass Burger King, and Funaki out of nowhere is just like, "Yo, stop the car, I want a Whopper."
I love that. That's hilarious.
But
that's hilarious.
I think that is going to do it here. We got a few topics next week, guys. Some fallout, a little bit more fallout from WrestleMania 31, going into the Extreme Rules in WrestleMania 32. We didn't get to touch on it. Will we see Ronda Rousey in the WWE competing in a match? Will we see Triple H versus The Rock? Hogan, will he get one more match? Undertaker versus Sting. WWE apparently wouldn't talk to Kurt Angle. It's going to be ancient history by next week, but you know what? We're going to talk it anyway. And will Al finally make his WrestleMania debut? We're putting Al on the spot next Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to have from the Miami Herald, if I'm not mistaken, Al. Correct me here. Scott Fishman.
You're good.
I wasn't sure if he was. Scott Fishman, he's a sports reporter from the Miami Herald. He's going to be joining us next Thursday night. I'll be talking with him for a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see another fan's perspective from WrestleMania. He was in San Jose, California, just like I was, just like Al should have been. It was gorgeous. I still got the sunburn on my face. I'm looking like a raccoon. My face is like a puzzle. My face is one piece, and my sunglasses are the other. They just fit together perfectly.
That's awesome. Yeah, and if you want, guys, follow Scott Fishman on Facebook. Very simple. Is that he actually has it's fun to follow him. He's always somewhere, and he's meeting with the wrestlers and talking.
He's always got a
he
random
has
ass
good,
picture up too.
Good social media follow for sure.
And he's always got a random ass picture up too.
Yeah, I love it. I love the random pictures. It was like out of nowhere, it'd be like me and Gene Okerlund or like a Bret Hart. I'm like, what the? I love it.
And I'm going to ask him the hardest hitting question I could think of. What Miami team is he most disappointed in? The Heat or the Dolphins? Or the Marlins?
It's probably going to be a little bit of all three.
I'm going to ask him. You guys got to tune in next week to figure it out. I got to shut up. Al's going to get in trouble. I just saw the time. Thank you guys for joining us.
I got to go.
All right, Al. We'll see you later. Follow Al on Twitter at Alfonso M. Merriman. Follow me on Twitter at John MEM Radio. Also, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Main Event Madness, Spreaker.com/show/Main Event Madness is where you can find this show, as well as all of our others from the show. As you guys heard in the intro and you'll hear in the outro, I'm just rambling. I'm shutting up. God willing, we'll be back next Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, like I said, with Scott Fishman of the Miami Herald. Guys, have a great night. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday. We are out. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss a part or all of today's show? No problem. Head over to maineventmadness.com where you'll find today's show as well as every show in our history. So once again, for all of us here at Main Event Madness, I'm John Curry. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here next time. Have a good one, everybody. So long.